All right. Good evening. It's Friday, May 26th. I'm streaming a little later than normal because I started to stream at my normal time, but everything that could have gone wrong did. So we decided to scrap it and start over. Like visual problems and other things. We're all good now. So, um let's catch up to where we are. We also had creeper problems twice. Two creeper problems. Those are fixed now too. Let's get kitted up. So when we left off, I had said on Wednesday evening I was going to spend some time at the flower forest when I could on Thursday and Friday, and get some blue dye so that we could build the the building we're going to build. We need blue dye for the glass. Light blue dye, actually. Well, Thursday ended up being way busier than I expected. Didn't get to even take my breaks to do that. And then today, I actually had the day off work. Well, clearly our zombie friend never takes at least a night off. I was hanging with his Enderman friend, I guess. Anyway, I had today off, and I thought, well, what I'll do is I will build the sorting system for the flower farm. I'll build the Bonemeal dispenser system. Then I'll build the Bonemeal farm to feed the Bonemeal dispenser system. And then I will get the light blue dye. Well, got the sorting system done this morning. And then I worked all the way up to when I was going to stream, and I was still about 20 minutes away from finishing the Bonemeal dispensing system, delivery system, and had not even begun the Bonemeal farm. We then finished building the system, but I had to restart the game, and I switched over to a title card while I did that, and then I didn't switch back. So you got a audio explanation of how it worked, but not a video one. And this all happened because a creeper blew up a thing, and then I had to switch a thing, and then you can see down there my bed is gone now. That's also because of a creeper. And we had to rebuild some redstone because of a different creeper, and then I had to restart the game because of frame rate issues, and I switched over to a title card while I did that, and when I came back I never switched off the title card. So yeah, so we decided to, like I said, scrap all that, and we'll pick up from there. So let's see what we've got here. We are now in the bowels of the flower farm, and we'll just go all the way down. We'll go part of the way down and sort of explain it. The way it works is these hoppers are all going to deliver bone meal. I put in the delivery system first because it's easier to put in the bone meal farm if you know how and where it's going to be delivered. So it made sense to do this first. So it'll be somewhere back there. Probably knock that wall out and put it underground with the rest of this stuff, and it will feed into here. And it comes down, and then it goes around. It goes into the dispenser there. But basically, it feeds all the way to the bottom, and then it works its way as these fill up. Will feed the top, so it's going to take a long time to get it to fill up. It's going to require a bone meal farm, but we're going to help it out a little bit with recycling its own production, which is what I'll show you down here. which I think you'll be very familiar with this sort of system. It's the SV Impulse SV sorting system. We all know it, but for those of us less familiar, I'll explain. This comparator, along with these hoppers and this redstone and these redstone torches, as well as a repeater that's under all these blocks, and it interacts with the hoppers in such a way that actually, why this one? Okay, hold on. That's weird that that's locked. What happens when I put it here? And that should go back down to 41. And then this is all locked. Why is all that locked? Why is that redstone torch off? Why is this redstone repeater activated? So many mysteries. Truly bizarre. What could possibly? I don't know why it's doing this. Why is that? Everything is weird. Everything's going wrong tonight. That shouldn't be locked. Okay, this should flow through here. When that gets down to 41, it should stop. I don't even know. Okay, now it's working. I have no explanation for that. I just don't know. Okay, so to continue our explanation, all of these things interact in such a way that okay, it's working now. One, there should be one in there, but just one. They're all like that. Well, except these two, because they're not done filtering through, but that one is. So yeah, all these things interact. All this redstone interacts in such a way that it locks the hopper at a signal of 45. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 45 items in there. So when another poppy passes over this, it will go in there and it will allow it to pass through, because that's a signal strength of 46. I may not be explaining it correctly, like exactly right, but that's how it works. And so only poppies will go in there because it's locked at 41 poppies and it won't let anything but poppies through, and each one of them works that way. So we have it for all of these things. This one, we need more blue orchids before there's going to have to be 41 in there, then one in the hopper underneath before this even starts going. And this is what we need for the glass on the building we're working on. Then these three, since we have so many red and orange tulips, I figured these two chests would probably fill up, and when they do, we could make use of the overflow by composting them, turning them into bone meal, which is then like filtered in this system all the way down here. It goes through all this long chain of hoppers. Quite a ways, all the way back to the beginning of the farm. And it turns here, and then it feeds into these droppers, which are I tell you, every little thing is going wrong tonight. I can't even like stand at a spot without falling a couple blocks. Yeah, it feeds from these hoppers into these droppers, and then there's a comparator over here that sends a signal that powers these observers, which in turn power the hoppers and send items all the way through. We'll demonstrate with a carrot. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carrots, and it just sends them through the system. And as we should be able to see, they get sent up here. Into this dropper here. It gets sent into all the way up here, then put in this dropper, then dropped into the hoppers here, where basically it'll go down this one first. At least it should, the way I understand. Hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I muted for that. At least I hope it was muted. Anyway, the bone meal that the tulips, the orange and red tulips, and the wheat seeds create will get fed back up to here, and then it'll go. And once all these down here are filled up, it'll travel down this way, and then it'll go down to that one, then down that one. Like I said, it fills up from the bottom up. And so our carrots should be back down there, or at least on the way. We'll even pause for a moment and give them more time to get down there, because I'm not sure how long it takes for them to go through the system. But they should be in here. Yep, 5 carrots, just like we said. Yep. Okay. So yeah, basically it goes it goes from right here all the way back to here. But it takes the long way around. Around the backside to get to its elbow, as it were. But of course, once we have a bone meal farm, this will stay relatively full. And so when the stuff from here gets sent back up, it will likely end up more at the ones at the top. So that's how that works. And that took me all day long to get all this in. And then an hour on my first stream, which we'll never talk about again. It was terrible. I did a bad job. And everything went wrong as well. So we do need more blue dye. Light blue dye, rather. I think what I'm going to do is just run the farm and get these guys here, and you know, whatever else we get. Like it looks like, you know, they're going. It's almost like a triangle from here up this way. Yeah. So let's just go turn the farm on and let it run for a couple minutes. And then we'll run down there and collect everything and put it in the chest ourselves to make sure it doesn't despawn, because I just haven't figured out the timing yet. So I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm going to fly away from the redstone, since we've had such terrible luck with creepers. And we'll just watch it go for a minute. Thought maybe, oops. Another angle might be nice. But I have to stick the landing, of course. Which I have now failed to do twice. My goodness. There we go. Alright, let's watch from this angle. Hard to believe I've spent 2 weeks working on this thing. I really didn't expect it to take that long. Anyway, we've let it run for a little bit here. Let's turn it off and see what we got. Okay, good. Oh, I don't want to pick all this stuff up. Looks like I might have, well, we can hear the composter working. It looks like I left it on. I always do that. I need to add some sort of thing that prevents that from happening. There. Now it'll turn off. Not only was I going to put in the sorting system and then put in the Bonemeal delivery system and then build the Bonemeal farm, I was actually going to work on ways to walk around this thing more easily and maybe put some walls up around it to keep hostile mobs out. I was going to do all that sort of stuff. What I'm not getting is why... Maybe it was just a visual glitch. But yeah, we should see these coming in now. What's it doing now? Now it's doing these. So those are coming in now. There's so much wheat seeds that visually it's just not, except in the chest, it's not. This is changing. This is a different one every second. It's flipping like that, but it's hard. It doesn't visually render. But it should all be in this one here. Yeah, you can see it. It's coming through. And then we should see bone meal pass through every few seconds. It takes, I think, roughly 10 items to turn into bone meal. Yeah, and then the bone meal will... Let's take a look. There are 68 in here, so if the system is working, in a moment there should be... You know how many. And I have to have a space in between the hoppers, otherwise these connect to here, and then like these go this way, so if something down there ends up here, there's nowhere for it to go, and it'll just clog these up, and then nothing can get through them. How are we doing on that one? Still only 9. Let's see how far back this thing is still. All right. So yeah, the system's still mostly full. We'll go ahead and take these because this is one that we need to help along. If we see any cornflower, we'll take those as well because those need to be helped along. I mean, it'll fill it up itself, but I figure while we're waiting, we can do something, right? Very good. So those should all filter through, and it'll leave 41. Plus 1 in the chest, or the hopper above the chest, and then that should filter down to 41 as well. Yep, filter down to 41. Now we got 27. And we could even give ourselves some room to check stuff. Wait a minute. I did have to play with the height of this one. So, those don't need to be in there. Let's make sure that none of the other ones are like that. I mean, stuff was still getting through, but those don't need to be in there. Let's not have them in there, or we might get confused later when we're looking at something. So, what we're expecting to see is 1 flower in each. Now, in between the... Alright, to the right of the blue orchid, what is that? Why is nothing in there? Is that the cornflower? Oh, it's the daisies. We don't have a lot of daisies either. I forgot about that. That's exactly what we want to see. Very good. Let's see if this has any more in it. Yep. It's filled up quite a bit, actually. There's some daisies filtering through. And once that gets up to 41, they'll start filling up the chest. Ooh, let's go ahead and help it out. Yep, now we got those in there. Excellent. Everything but Lily of the Valley. Which I'm still not very pleased about, but there's nothing we can do about it. They just don't grow here. So, we'll get our white dye from Bonemeal, I guess. We might utilize the skeleton spawner for that. Or maybe even the iron farm. But I also believe we're gonna need way more blue dye than that. Light blue. That will get us 27 times 8. So let's just make it easy, say 27. That'll get us 270 blocks of glass. That's what? 3.5 stacks. We need way more than that. We're probably, if we do it 4 high, we'll need probably 8 stacks per section. So we'll need more. I am tempted to maybe rig up something that indicates which of these are empty and full with a light, because I know how to do it. I'm smart. I'm redstone savvy a little bit. Let's see, it's daytime again. Let's go run the farm a little bit longer. Whoa. Maybe we'll watch it from this angle this time. I think I need to turn the water off and on faster. Well, I think it only needs to be 1 level long, not 2. I think it would be more efficient that way. I'll play with the timing some later. I don't want to do it right now. It's kind of neat watching the flowers all get pushed down. Definitely a fun farm to watch. Alright, I'm gonna turn it back off again. And once again, I have got the water left on. That would have been a cool screenshot. Let's make it one. Ah, I didn't have the height. I need to do it quickly or all this grass is going to turn to dirt. I do not want that. There. Alright, let's turn this back off. And if we got it, we got it. If not, you know, that's fine too. All right. How's this guy doing? Yeah, it's going to take a long time because each of these holds 5 stacks. So I got to fill all these up before we even get to this one. And then all the hoppers and dispensers all the way up before we get to these. So it'll be a while. But I am glad that these are all sufficient. I did have to put two rows in. One wasn't cutting it, but two is getting the job done even when I leave it on for like a full minute. So that's good. So yeah, we're doing well. We're making some more progress here. Not what I thought I'd be doing this evening, but I'm glad we got this done all the same. Yeah. So this might actually be a good stopping point for the evening. I want to do some more maintenance on this, this bits and bobs and odds and ends, and I might go to bed pretty soon too. So let's get our stuff all here. I do thank you for watching. It was awfully nice of you to join me. If you were here for both of them, great. Only the second will be published. But yeah. on the next stream, which I believe will be Monday evening. I might sneak one in Sunday. Yeah, I might even sneak one in tomorrow morning. Probably not, though. But Monday, we'll finally get started on the building. I've got to get more diorite. Oh, hey, look, there's some right behind me. Just to finish the floor, I've got to get more diorite. And we don't have near enough. So yeah. Monday evening. We'll do it through the building then. Or some of it. We won't finish it. That's probably going to take us another 2-3 weeks to finish that building. But until then, I do thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful Friday, wonderful weekend, wonderful week. And speaking of wonderful, you've been wonderful. And I've been Captain Incredulous. Thank you, have a great night, and I'll catch you later.